How you doing, guys? I'm Sean.
Hi everybody, I'm Lynn. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day today.
Absolutely magical day today. Guys, today's video we're going to be talking about how to stop nightmares. And this actually came from a question of one of our subscribers. He asked a question: thank you very much for your smudge lessons. My son has been having the same bad dreams every night, and I was wondering if I was to smudge him, would he stop having the same occurring nightmare? Now, although this is in connection with one of our videos talking about the smudging, the answer that we gave, and the person hadn't got any reply button on it, so we had to, hope they've got it. We actually mentioned in a private message that was sent to the person. Hopefully got it, which are saying we're making this video. So, although it was in connection with the smudging, the answer that we gave him, it actually can encompass everything, because it doesn't matter whether it's a young child or an adult. And it's not just about smudging. The answers we've given is going to cover several things that we think you should take into consideration. So if you happen to have nightmares, or somebody you know who has nightmares, we believe this video here will give you some tips and certainly things to look at. That'll get rid of nightmares, because it's quite a scary thing.
Lots of things can cause nightmares as well. I mean, sometimes it can be, usually from a psychological point of view, there's things going on in the mind that you might think on a day-to-day basis, oh, I feel okay, there's nothing bothering me. Then when you go to sleep, you tap into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind has many ways of bringing up a lot of images for you to deal with them. And it can happen in quite sometimes like nightmares and horrible things like that.
Spooky things is right. And one of the main things we'd be saying to anybody, and especially this person here who's got a young child, well, we're assuming young child, there's no age on it, but we're saying a child, is to watch what the person or you are watching on your television, the videos and things like that. Because they say that there will also be stored in, like, there's no use going to watching The Exorcist and then going to bed, and then expecting
you're bound to have nightmares.
Or if you happen to be into gamings and things like that. So what sort of imagery you're putting into your mind?
Things on the TV and on the internet and the news. I mean, we don't watch the news anymore because that gives us nightmares, doesn't it?
Spooky. So you don't want to. So first thing we'd say is of course, be careful of what you're watching, because we work on a mind, body and spirit. There's no one quick fix. It has to be everything taken into consideration. So watch what you're watching, obviously, during the day. Next thing it says, Dad, watch what you're eating, because you say the foods that we're putting in, if you're putting in clean, rich food, is actually going to be feeding your body instead of depleting it. If you're going to be putting in junk food and things like that, your body's going to start at night time, starting to go, trying to work overtime, trying to actually burn off that.
Cleanse out the system, as they say, absolutely,
yeah. There
yeah.
could be toxins or anything in a lot of foods and junk.
Also, a lot of people can be allergic to certain foods as well. Even though they might appear healthy, some people can have a reaction to them, and that can cause nightmares.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing, so we were saying to this person here that, sometimes the dreams in itself could just run off. So as I say, you could be watching something, you could be reading something, you could be thinking about somebody or talking about somebody in the day or the previous day, and that brings up things in your head, and then lo and behold, it'll get turned into a dream. But other times your dream could actually be telling you something that you have to address, that maybe you have buried at the back of your mind, and it's bringing us forward. So everything's in symbols. Now, we're not saying to run out and just purchase a dream book or go online to Wikipedia and start looking up dream messages, because the vast majority of the interpretations is completely, off the wall, you know what I mean? But dreams can be very symbolic, and for thousands of years people have treated dreams as that, you know what I mean? Where do we go when we sleep? Do we go into a different reality? But your higher self is communicating you through your dreams. So be careful of your dreams, write them down, try to analyse them, or take them to someone who can analyse them, because definitely symbolism is very there at the forefront of the dream.
The subconscious mind tries to unscramble all these things going on in the head, and like every day we have problems every single day, and we don't know how to deal with them. You just think, oh God, that's what I'm going to do about that, or I can't do anything about it. So you think you have to live with it, so you just push it to the back of the mind, and then over night time your subconscious tries to deal with all these things you've pushed to the back of the mind, coming up to the front of the mind. And sometimes it might not seem it at the time. Nightmares can be horrible, scary, and we've all had them. But sometimes you can wake up after having a horrible nightmare and you might feel really shook up at first, but it's actually a way of it getting it out of the mind to clear it for healing to begin.
Definitely. And you can be different things, and it's not just the nightmares, it's just that, a good night's sleep is going to make a difference, because So you may have, a lot of things. We said this person here about the child, has their family circumstances changed? Have they moved home? Have they changed the room around? Have they, moved the position of the bed? Because all this will knock you out of your system, of your thing. So it has even brought old second-hand furniture into the room because, say, of the negative energy attached
Absolutely,
to that.
because furnished like beds, for example, you're sleeping on a bed and it might look perfect, and if it's second-hand, and there's nothing wrong with second-hand, by the way, but what you find is, especially if it hasn't been cleansed or saged, it will be holding on to a lot of vibration, and you don't know what the people who've been in it before have been going through. If they're troubled, they're having an awful time, you can pick up on that vibration.
Yeah, so just watch it, because if you've moved stuff around, you've brought an old piece of furniture in, it's quite, and then the imagination starts. Like, we were renting a house one time and the furniture on it was like a real haunted house.
It was awful, just like the haunted house. The furniture was, and the wallpaper and everything was like, oh my God.
So, of course, my imagination started, and I daren't get up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet because it was just like a haunted house.
Adam's family ate your heart out. It really was that bad.
So taking that into consideration, did the person move house and move things like that? If so, and you can nearly pinpoint, because this young lad, I'm assuming lad, I don't know his age, don't know his gender, but I'm going to just say he's a young lad. But basically, he has a recurrent same dream. So what I said to the parent is actually see if you can go back to when it all started and see if there's anything going on in his or her life at that moment in time. Was there major changes coming that manifested in the dreams? Because kids could be getting bullied, in school, and also adults could be getting bullied in the place of work. You know what I mean? Yeah. So ask yourself, if you're having these bad dreams, is there anything going on in your social life, anything going on in your work life that's created this change of energy to get you to start manifesting into other things? Now, we've gone into different things about trying to get the person to look at, first of all, check your diet, is there anything going on in their life? Sleeping patterns, have you moved house, is there turmoil, is a child worrying, or is an adult worrying? All these things. Once you start going through this here, we're into the saging. Now, we would say that, yes, by all means, if you want to sage, yourself, your child, things like that, check the link down below on the saging video. That's not going to be a problem. When it comes to saging the room, though, what we would say to you is that don't be doing it just prior to the person going to sleep. You can do it in the morning time. Sage the bedding, sage the pillows, the duvets, but making sure that, one, the window's open, and two, this is the most important, that you have it in the receptacle, because when you're using sage, California white sage, or any herb that's lit, you have to be very careful it doesn't fall off onto the bedding, because you'll end up, obviously, you might walk back out again and not realising, and that's smouldering away, and God forbid anything else like that happens. So if you're going to be doing sage in the room, yes, certainly we believe it'll help if you take into consideration other things, but be very careful with the hot embers. Now, you could use aromatherapy oils, and if just, like oil burners and things like that would be.
Yeah, I mean, they're guaranteed a wonderful night's sleep with them, and they can help also, because with essential oils, they have a two-way effect. First of all, they make the room smell absolutely wonderful. So you'd be lying there in your bed, nice and cosy, and a wonderful smell of aromatherapy.
No smelly socks.
Drifting through the room. So that has, obviously, from a mind point of view, has a lovely effect, stimulating effect. Oh, it's wonderful. Instantly makes you feel better. And also the aromatherapy oils, when you inhale them, they go into your system, go into the body, into all the organs as well, and it will help to heal you from inside out. And of course, everything goes from the blood-brain barrier into also past the brain, and it can help you have a good sleep as well. So essential oils are brilliant. A few drops of lavender on the pillow as well help good sleep. Lavender and geranium are a good one to go for if you're not too familiar with essential oils. They're good starter ones, aren't they?
Get the pure essential oils. Don't be getting the cheaper ones, the fake ones, because they're
okay for potpourri and things like that, but they're full of nasty chemicals. The same with scented candles and some fake incense sticks as well. They can be quite nasty when you're burning them. Stick to the pure essential oils or natural herbs and things like that, and that gives a lovely aroma, and it's doing you good at the same time.
I would say be careful when you're sprinkling essential oils on fabric and things like that. Some can react, the fabric could react to it, and you can actually get
the colour out.
Take a colour
out. As I found out a few times.
I used to have a shirt, and I said, look at the spots. Look at the spots in the shirt. And
I used to put it on the washing after a few drops of, I put a bit of lavender in a water bottle and spray it on, and it used to make the washing smell amazing. But of course, sometimes it used to take a faint dots, so I wouldn't really advise that.
So be careful with that, and as I say, just genuinely, use pure essential oil. Don't be getting the cheaper one. Now, what you could do is like of lavender. Lavender is known, as I say, for sleeping and things like that. Now, although we're concentrating a bit on nightmares, it's all to do with getting a good night's sleep. It's to calm that mind before you go into your sleep. And once you do that, well, it's impossible when you're going in there on that level that a negative thought form can enter. So that's what we're trying to concentrate on, getting a good night's sleep. It all works hand in hand. But you can actually get loose lavender, and you could put it in a wee lavender pouch and put it onto your pillow and things like that would work. And also the Californian white sage is what the lady asked about.
Protective.
In fact, it might actually been a fella. My apologies, I'm just trying to remember if it's a fella or girl, but you know who it is. So the person who had the child asked about using the sage in their house and things like that. So California white sage, even unlit, you can actually put it, because it has that lovely aroma, and you can actually put that into a pouch, put it in the pillow. It's wonderful.
It's lovely, because the sage will be protective as well. So people having nightmares might feel scared, especially if you're a young child of going to bed, these nightmare, dreaming of the monster, whatever. And have the sage next to you as well with black tourmaline, also protective as well next to you, make you feel better. But also for getting a good night's sleep, the crystals. For example, blue lace agate is a really, really calming one. That's wonderful. Guaranteed a lovely sleep. Rose quartz is a good old favourite as well. Celestite is a really lovely one, isn't it? They're absolutely really nice.
Wonderful. You can put them beside your pillow or underneath your pillow, and just you're trying to do as much as you can to relax the mind. If it happens to be an adult who's getting these nightmares, I would be saying, just check and see what's going on in your life. What's going on around? What are you watching during the day? What do you think? But have you got other issues going on there? Talk it over, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes that monster that's chasing you is in the physical reality. It's something you haven't addressed, and it's actually coming forward for you to have a look at it. But nothing can't be overcome, and I say it's all down till steadying the mind, have a lovely aromatherapy bath. But keep your power back from it, because we can all, and we've all been, you know what I mean? I used to watch horror films and things. I'd be mad on them, loved them. But I scared myself, shitless, like, you know what I mean? And I don't know why I kept watching them, but I just said, no, I have to watch it.
As a teenager, I used to be like mad on watching things like Evil Dead. I used to love all the horror films. I was when I was a kid, I didn't find it scary. I thought, I love this,
You used to sleep with the lights and all.
I couldn't watch things like that now, no way.
It's too scaredy cats. So what you have to do is you have to address things like that. Don't be watching things that's going to make you energy. And you could be until, and it's not invalid of the fellow, but wrestling and boxing and anything like that. I don't want to be a doom and gloomer, but the fact of the matter is anything that's going to be making you a bit hyper before you go into that relaxed state, you're going to have to try to tone it down a wee bit, and just observe, are these dreams constantly coming? When it comes to you saging yourself, we've got a video down below, and it's just be wary of, inhaling it. So when you're doing it, don't be doing it at night time just before you go to bed in the place where you're sleeping. By all means, do it outside, but just cleanse yourself. But take the power back. Actually say to yourself, you're cleansing yourself. You're going to have a wonderful night's sleep. Don't be going to bed saying, I bet you I'm going to have a bad dream tonight. I'm going to have a... Don't just go and own it. Go and have a good, lovely sleep. But if you do those things, I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee you sadly, but I would say, well, I can guarantee you this, you're not going to have any more bad dreams than you would be normally. I would say more than likely you're going to actually start to find you'll be sleeping like a baby.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. There you go, guys. I hope you've got something from that. And
one thing as well, not to forget, before we go to bed, a nice cup of chamomile tea.
Chamomile tea.
That really calms the mind. Because so many people go to bed on like drinking a glass of red wine or coffee. Or other stimulants, other types of alcohol and things like that. And they might think it helps them to relax, and at the time it might do, but of course when the body's detoxing from all these chemicals, that's when all the nightmares start to come up. So have a glass of chamomile and lavender on the pillow, and you'll be well away.
Lavender bath or anything.
A lavender bath to start off with, exactly right. I love my aromatherapy baths.
There you go. Guys, listen, thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. We love having you on these lovely videos.
We also have our other channel here, Dreaming of Avalon Meditations. So check us out on there too if you're into meditation.
It'll help you sleep as well.
That's exactly how could we miss out one of the most important things on meditation. That's a very good for clearing the mind as well, by the way. If you're troubled, meditation, clearing the mind, and that's it. You're guaranteed there to have a pretty good night's sleep there.
There you go. Guys, listen, send your love from Ireland.
Send you loads of love and happiness away from Ireland. And until our next video, bye.
And go and blow some sheds, eh?